Hey, what is going on everyone? It's me, Mr. Mario, and today, before we get into this video, I want to just clarify a few things. First of all, this is an extremely long video. It's about an hour long because this was quite a long interview. What ended up happening was it kept going on and on and on and on. So to make up for that, I am going to have timestamps down below in the description and in the comment section so you can see what sections you want to watch, where you want to skip to, and what you want to skip out on. Now, this video is mostly surrounding this device right here, the CronusMAX. This is the exact same one that I bought several years ago, that I tried to get upgraded 2 years ago, and that I sent out last year and got back this year after waiting 4 months and not getting replies and having to charge back my transaction. That's what ended up happening. That's what I got right here. I have an entire video about it, also linked down below in the description, and there will be a card floating somewhere over here as well. Now, I uploaded that video. I didn't think I was going to get any kind of response. Lo and behold, my surprise, when maybe about a month after I uploaded that video, I ended up getting something in my inbox from the people over at CronusMAX. They had seen my video and, well, they weren't the most pleased with it, I would say. They weren't angry at me by any means, but if you watch that video and you just imagine that you might have been the person responsible for this, your ears might have been burning. What ended up happening, though, was we had a ton of back and forth communication. It was all quite civil, and we got this hashed out. And this was actually my idea. And I said, hey, you know what? This video has gone up, the one where I was talking about my side of the story. It's gone up. It's gotten thousands of views, so there's now people that have this idea in their head. Since we've resolved this, we have everything ironed out, would you be willing to come on for an interview of some kind? If you don't want to do that, I'm going to make a video talking about the clarification of the situation and the resolution that we got to here. And they ended up agreeing. So this is that interview that we're going to be leading into here as well. I do want to disclose something on top of everything here. I do want to disclose that I have not been paid for any of this. I've not been paid off. This is not paid promotion of any kind. There's not going to be any affiliate links or anything with them there, and this is not supposed to be a promotion of their site, of their products, or anything else. This is not paid promotion. This is not a sponsorship. I was not promised any free hardware of any kind. I want to be completely transparent with that. I still have my device right here, the one that I talked about in the previous video. They did, and this is all public, and it's in a previous comment as well too on that previous video, as an apology, they did send me a brand new CronusMAX, which I immediately ended up giving to a YouTuber on here named EposVox. And on top of that, they also said that they are going to be doing a giveaway. This is their idea. They wanted to do a giveaway and facilitate it through this video. There's going to be more details about that as we get into the video and in the description as well. But again, I'm not going to be handling that portion. So that was all of them right there. I'm not getting paid for that. I was paid nothing for this. This is no sponsorship, nothing like that. I just want to be clear and let you all know where my stance is on that. So anyways, I think that's enough of an introduction here. Let's go ahead and get into the interview. All right, so let's go ahead and commence the interview. So I need to ask, who do I have on the line with me here?
This is Charlie Owen, and I am the sales and marketing director of CronusMAX.
And Charlie, I want to say first off, thank you for agreeing to do this interview and such this conversation and everything, and thanks for spending your time doing this well too.
Well, of course. I mean, after all the conversations we've had in the in the background, just to try and smooth everything over, and listening to your side and my side, it's the least I can do.
Absolutely. Well, thank you. That's definitely commendable. And yeah, I was going to say for the audience here as well, too, like Charlie and I have been talking we've had very long conversations for the past few weeks leading up to this. So we've had quite a bit of history on this here, I would say. One thing I do want to ask you before we go into everything is, I know you had reached out to me because there was, that silence period for several months. And then you reached out to me because you had seen the video that I did and had some things to say about it. And I just need to ask, how did you find that video? Because I never linked it to anything CronusMAX related. Like, I never tweeted it to you all or anything.
A customer.
Okay.
Customer sent me a message and says, yeah, have you seen this? I'm like, well, what? So I went and had a look, and I was like, oh crap, what's this about? And then, of course, I was like, I remember this guy. And I was like, I thought this had all been sorted and done and dusted. I remember we had, issues with lost some emails and we couldn't find your parcel and so on and so forth. But I figured because you got a refund and that'd have been it. So of course, I see the video, and I was pretty shocked. Because nobody likes to, hear their company or their product or something they work really hard on to be absolutely slammed like that.
And absolutely, and I wanted to tell you as well too. I haven't told you until now, but I kind of want to tell you on camera here. Like, I didn't want it to seem at all like I was the big bad YouTuber who was trying to trash a small company to get views. I was just like, we've talked about this already, but I was telling completely my side of the story, everything that happened, and that is everything that happened to me. That's from my perspective, and then later on in here, we're gonna get both sides to clear this all up.
Well, what I was most upset about, and it wasn't anything that you did, it was what we did. There was some procedures that were just not acceptable. It could have been handled so much better, and we definitely learned from it. I mean, you can't get it right every time, but you try. And I think it was the whole thing with the lack of contact, because I assumed there was I think the one big bump we see in this was where I assumed I'd emailed you, and I had it in my head that I did. I'm sure we'll go over this, that I emailed you that we hadn't got your parcel and we were just waiting for it and there's nothing I could do until then. But of course, you didn't get that. I didn't send that, and I thought I did. And I went through my email history because I save everything. Right. I've got our emails. There's tons of emails between me and you. I've got them all saved. I couldn't find this mail. And I think what I've just put it down to is the fact that I talk to so many people so many different times a day, and a lot of the time it's the exact same subject. That it just...
And just like this, and just this one, missed the mark on it. It happens.
It does happen, and and this isn't the first time it's happened. We make mistakes here and there, and but what I pride myself on is trying to correct it. Mistakes happen. Anyone can fall over.
Yeah,
it's how you get back up. So my plan for this company, and it always has been, anytime there's a problem with the customer, even if they're swearing at you, and I get a lot of that sometimes. You're selling to young kids a lot of the time, and they swear a lot on the phone. But I'm out there. I give my phone number to everybody. People have my direct email address. I answer calls sometimes at 1 o'clock in the morning because people don't understand, the time difference.
Of course.
But I'll answer, and I try to put things right. You can't make people, everybody happy, all the time. But I do my best.
Yeah. And I appreciate that. And I know that you definitely take a lot of pride in your work. So it showed from that as well, too, like the response I was getting from you and everything. I know we're kind of creeping into that territory where I was going to ask that. One thing I did want to mention here, though, is that Charlie and I have talked about this, and it was actually his idea bringing it up. But we're also going to extend something for the viewers as well, too. Now, Charlie, from what I understand, we kind of agreed that you are willing to give 5 CronusMAX devices away to, one CronusMAX device away to 5 different people here.
No, I lied.
Oh, shit.
10.
10?
10.
I did not know about that. All right. We agree.
Let's do it. I'm in a good mood.
Okay, awesome. So you heard it here. Now, I don't have all the details 100%. I'm going to have to hash some stuff out with you, Charlie, and then I will say full details will be down below in the description, but if you are anywhere in the world, it's going to be international shipping. We're probably going to set up through Gleam.io. Just hit the link down below, read the instructions, and you can enter yourself to get a CronusMAX. 10 people are going to get picked on that. So thanks, Charlie, for that.
And it will be the CronusMAX Mega Bundle.
Oh, shit. Okay.
So the Mega Bundle's worth $90. And includes a ton of extras that you're not given in the stores. If you were going to go to GameStop to buy one of these, all you get is the CronusMAX. When you buy from our own factory direct store, you get a CronusMAX mega bundle. You get an option, and that comes with all sorts of extras. Comes with a USB hub, which is and it's a CronusMAX branded one, and that's for if you want to use Logitech, Fanatec wheels on a PS4 with full force feedback, or if you want to use an Xbox One controller on a PlayStation 4 without it disconnecting, because a lot of people don't know this, that the PS4 actually disconnects because it's looking for the original security ID signal from the DualShock 4 controller. But of course, if you've got an Xbox One controller connected, it can't see that signal. Now, we fixed this in November 2015, but a lot of people still go on YouTube and online and send us emails thinking that this is still a problem. We fixed it. So this is for all your viewers. It's fixed. It's solved 100%. All you need to do is add one of our USB hubs and it's done. It works.
Awesome.
So it comes with that. It comes with like USB extension cables worth like $10. It comes with extra micro USB cables. Comes with a power data switch custom cable for resetting the Cronus on an Xbox One. Because on an Xbox One, there's power voltage going to the USB ports all the time, even when the console is powered off. So if you want to reset the console, you'd have to like unplug the Cronus and plug it back in, because it resets the security ID every single reboot.
Right.
But with this cable, it's just a flick of a switch. Done. That's it. So there's that. What else?
Awesome. And I will say that was truly a surprise to me. I'm just to let you all know, because Charlie and I, we agreed to 5 of these things right here. So he just sprung up the 10 mega bundle thing. So that's about, including shipping and all, that's about $1,000 worth of stuff that you're willing to give away. Are you sure about that?
Yeah. I'm good with that.
All right.
We do giveaways. We do giveaways all the time. We try to align ourselves with, whether it's a Twitch channel or a YouTuber or, a Twitter, someone on Twitter who's got a lot of viewers, to get a bit of exposure. But I think your channel more than deserves this after calling me out on our mistakes, and I'm happy to do it.
Well, thank you. I definitely thank you. I'm sure the viewers will thank you, and I'm sure the winners will definitely thank you on that. But speaking of that, so now I have a full video dedicated to voicing my side of the story. So I might reference it here and there. I'm definitely going to have something linked, not only in the description, but probably a card available where you can check that out. But since everyone knows my side of the story now, Charlie, I need to ask you, what did we miss? What happened? What is your side of the story, the CronusMAX side, that we're missing?
Oh, right. I mean, this is all from memory. I didn't bring my notes, but
oh, man.
I pretty much remember everything that happened. You contacted us, I believe. You had a Cronus that was faulty.
Correct.
Now, what I can't remember was, how was it faulty? Was it faulty because
it was
incorrectly?
It wasn't faulty. It was the outdated one, and at that time, like, you all disabled the free option to upgrade the firmware, so you had to pay to get it upgraded. That
was it. Well, I'll give some background to that as well, because I think that is misunderstood by a lot of people as well. So, I mean, this is not a recent thing. This is like 3 years ago that we moved to CronusMAX Plus, and we had a lot of CronusMAX customers, and so I made sure that there was a version of the CronusMAX firmware that could work as CronusMAX Plus, so it would give a bunch of the features if the original hardware was compatible, because some changes were made.
Right.
One of the chips was a different chip, and some of the features of the CronusMAX Plus only works with this version of chip. And a lot of the original CronusMAXes had this chip and a lot didn't. So it was a crapshoot. So to do this free upgrade, it was just basically a caveat. Hey, it's free. It should work, but if it doesn't work, here's how you can check if it won't work, and you still get access to all the original older stuff.
Right.
And that was it. So we were going to originally put it out for about, 6 months. It ended up being 18 months. We just let it go, really, and let people upgrade at their leisure, and that was it. And then what came along about 18 months after that was a lot of Cronus fakes started to appear on the market.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them sold on mostly eBay and Amazon. And we do actually have a page on our site listing all the bad Amazon sellers, but you're not one down and two more pop up. And so all we say really is telling people to make sure you buy from an authorized retailer, because here's the problem we're getting. These clones, these fakes, they weren't CronusMAX Plus. They were CronusMAX. They're the original firmware.
Right.
But not the CronusMAX Plus. So people would buy these devices, get them home, great, plug it in, download our software, the new software, try to update the firmware, and it wouldn't work. So A, they think we're crap because our product doesn't work. And B, the update bricked their device, so the update isn't working. Both of those just aren't accurate, because it wasn't our product. B, that software doesn't work with our software. So, but they don't know that. The end customer doesn't know that. It's not their fault,
Right.
So they're gonna scream and shout at us. We have to try and explain to them that they brought or possibly brought a fake device, and they get angry at us.
No one wants to hear about that.
What have I done wrong here? We try to help, but the only thing you can do is to get your money back, and we'll supply you a genuine one. Many occasions, I even give them like a 10% off coupon code. So even though it wasn't our mistake, our error, they're still coming to our brand. They're still coming to my brand.
Right.
So you want to look after them. You want to look after them, even though when something's cocked up, when something's a mistake, you want to make sure the customer at the end has they're happy with the overall experience. Kind of what I'm doing with you, actually, to be fair.
Oh, well, thank you.
So yeah, well, it's I'm not going to hide behind it. I'm not doing this. It's not really for PR. It's my own thing. I want to make sure that you walk away from this and you say it started terrible and ended up being pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the best we can expect of it, really.
That's definitely been it so far, so I can definitely agree with you that's what I'm feeling. So
and I appreciate that. So what we had there was got all these fakes, and we're like, we suspected that the algorithm in the upgrade engine had been hijacked somehow, and was being used to make these fakes. So these fakes would work before they were updated. You understand?
Yeah.
So it wasn't until the update happened that they broke. So that's where you get people saying we bricked their device. No, we didn't. Of course we didn't. We're not going to do that. So what you've got there is we said, okay, it's been 18 months. We will take the upgrade server offline. It's been more than enough time. If people haven't done it by now, it is what it is. We advertised it. We even put an advert in the software itself saying, click here. This is going to be ending soon, all that stuff. Try to cover all the bases.
Right. And then you got people like me that come in who didn't use the CronusMAX for that 18-month time period.
Of course. And that's going to happen. And that's fine. And they weren't many. I don't know, 10 a month. Wasn't many. In the beginning, it was thousands doing the upgrade. Thousands in the beginning. But by the time the 18 months happened, it was just, like I say, just a handful every month. But what we did there is because the device is way out of warranty, it's way out of date. So we decided to offer just an upgrade service, and you pay for the postage costs and all that stuff. Like $10,
Yeah.
$20 for overseas. And that pretty much covered everything. Covered the postage, the packaging, the lot. Now, I would say, trying to pull a number out of fresh air here, but I would say approximately 80% of the ones sent in to us were fakes.
That's funny.
Yeah. But to be fair, and it's something you don't go bleating about because you don't really want to tell everybody that you did this. But now the upgrade service is completely off now. I've got no problem saying this.
Okay, so the upgrade service that I purchased, you guys are no longer doing that.
No, I took it off because, again, I didn't want these kind of problems. And we did have issues with turnaround, with timelines, and it was just a bit too much hassle than what it was worth, really. And the customer was getting hassled. It was a problem for us.
Gotcha. Yeah, I actually, admittedly, I just tried to look it up while we were doing this, and the page brought up a 404. So just to confirm with
Yeah.
everyone watching, like you will have to get a new product if you do purchase.
Right. Well, you can still use the old software. You can still use the original software. It just doesn't have all these brand new features, which, to be fair, is a brand new product.
Right.
You know, it's like any company. You release a new product, but we didn't like we're not like Apple, didn't get a different iPhone every year, you know. It's been a good 3-4 years, you know, since the last upgrade.
Yeah.
So it was a good stretch. So the problem, like I say, we had was we still got a few customers wanting to do the upgrade. So I made sure something was available. There was a pathway available. Yeah. So that was that. So most of them, like I was just saying, were the fakes, but I still sent them a CronusMAX.
All right, that's awesome.
It's not their fault. It's not their fault. They bought a fake. Now, if these fakes are out there at $20-$30, I would be like, yeah, okay, you should have known better. But they're not. One of these stores is selling CronusMAX Plus for $79.99.
Mm-hmm. It's a fake. It's fake.
It's $59.99 if you buy it from me. So I don't understand it. I don't get it. So yeah. So that was the problem. The ones we were getting mailed in, like I said, a lot of them were just fakes. And in the end, we just decided to shut the whole thing down. I think what really was the nail in the coffin was the issues that me and you had with yours. Because in the end, I was like, this can't happen again.
And I'll admit there were several times, like, again, I really appreciate all this here and like the effort you've gone through, but I just want to let people be aware of this. Like, this is all over a $10 transaction.
$10, but
$10.
It's not the amount for me. It's the principle.
I understand that completely.
You sound like you're the type of person who takes things on principle as well. So that's why I completely get it. I completely get why you did what you did, and your whole channel is great. I mean,
thank you.
Experiences with everything that you're doing. People want to hear that. They want to hear that. But what I think you find these days, and it doesn't happen enough, is that when a company cocks up, when they make a mistake, that it's all spin. It's just spin to get them out of it. Just admit to the mistake and fix it, and make sure, or do your best to make sure it doesn't happen again. That's it. And that's what I'm trying to do. That's what we always try to do. We're always trying to improve, our methods and, what we do.
Right.
So, so what happened with us, the original email, there was a back and forth between us in the beginning when I gave you the option. I'm getting from memory again here.
Sure.
When I gave you the option of the upgrade, explained to you what it was all about, why it needed the upgrade, and you were like, fine, great. And I think time passed before you actually did the order and then sent it in. Was that now correct me if I'm wrong, was that because I lost your original email, and then I sent a blanket email out because I had problems with our email server,
right? And
I sent a blanket email out, something to like 100 something people that I knew they'd email me, but I had no idea what the email was. So I just sent
the initial email from like all over 2 years ago, I want to say, was
right.
That was and I don't know if I was talking with you. It sounds like I was. But I had contacted and I was asked for a proof of purchase because they want to verify that I got this from a legitimate source, and I sent in my proof of purchase. All right, well, I sent in my proof of purchase to you all, and I got nothing back. Yes,
it was X Consoles.
It was.
So, but yeah, so yeah, it was X Consoles that you got your proof of purchase. So then, of course, I knew it was genuine. So yeah, I lost the email. So I sent a blanket email out. You got back to me. I think that's when you made the order. We were like, oh, sorry about this. So glad you got back in touch again, I believe. Here's the upgrade page on the website. Then you made the order.
Yes.
And I believe that was October last year.
Yep. I sent it in October.
Right. So we had a couple more between us, and that's when it all went dead. That was about the period of time where I thought I'd emailed you to say, hey, just letting you know, it still hasn't got here yet. I'm waiting around for it. Nothing's happened. And that was it. And then I heard nothing back from you. But
Right.
of course, we found out since then. I did not send that email. Well, not to you. It must have been to somebody who I was waiting for the upgrade. Because it does happen.
Yeah.
But that's my mistake. That's my fault.
Okay.
And
So
this is where it all spiraled
yeah,
from then.
Yeah, so I was like, so you had told me that you did not receive the package, but I never got that email. So that's why I was kind of like alone in the dark there for a bit.
Right.
Okay.
So then I get, when was it? You'll know the timeline. The PayPal chargeback. When was that? Was that February? January, February?
I don't remember exactly when. I can pull up the emails and such, but let's say, like a couple months later, we did do,
Okay.
I did initiate a chargeback.
I saw the chargeback, and this is what I assumed. I thought, he never sent it. It's charged about the $10. I'll just let it go. And that was it. That was it.
Now, one question I have on that, do you guys get, like, if I file a chargeback and you guys don't dispute it and it goes through successfully on my end, do you guys get punished at all for that? Because I thought I thought you guys lose, like, I thought the receiving end loses like $10 or $15 from the chargeback investigation.
You do if it's credit card.
Okay.
If it's credit card, I believe yours was just a standard PayPal.
Yes, it was just standard PayPal payment.
Yeah, standard PayPal, it's no problem. You just let it go. I think I even clicked on the thing that said, close this dispute, give the customer his money back, and that was it.
Gotcha.
So
I did not get that. It had to go through, like, I waited for the time and then I escalated and I got the money back.
Well, here's my mistake. This is mistake number 2.
Okay.
Is I get the charge back. I didn't reach out to you. I should have reached out to you saying, "Oh, hey, what's the chargeback about? What's the problem?" And then we would have had a conversation. That's what didn't happen, and I don't do that anymore because it's not been the first occasion where I've seen a chargeback. I felt, they need to get their money back because of whatever issue, and I'll just let it go, let them get their money back, and that's it. I don't do that anymore. Because you're absolutely right. You got the other person sitting on the end of on their phone, their computer, whatever, doing business with a company, and they're getting zero contact. It's just not good. Even just one email, quick email, or a call, even 20 seconds, just to let them know that somebody's listening, somebody's there,
right,
not being ignored. That makes all the difference. And to be honest, that's support 101. That's just like 5th grade stuff. I should have known that. And I cocked up. I made a mistake, and I hold my hands up to it, and that was it. But that was the reason I let it go through, because I thought, well, I never got his parcel. You have his money back, and that was it. I thought that'd be the end of it until I saw your video, and then it wasn't until. And I think this is mistake number 3, but there was no malice, or there was no bad intent or nothing here. It was just, again, poor communication, but on our side. That I didn't know that you'd been sent to Cronus until I watched your video. I was like,
yeah, because it was in February. All of a sudden, I got a notification from you all saying, "Hey, your order's been fulfilled. Here's your tracking number. You're going to get it." And sure enough, in 2 or 3 days, I got my Cronus back.
Yeah, and I called the warehouse. I was like, "Does anybody know anything about this?" and first I spoke to you. I spoke to the person who runs everything for me there. They're like, "Oh yeah. We found one of the upgrades, and it's in the bottom of one of the post bags. We get these huge post bags, and it got stuck in there or something. But it arrived ages ago. So they were like, "Oh, we'll just do the upgrade and just ship it back out to them," and that was it. Not think anything of it. And I'm like, of all the ones that you did this to, you couldn't have called me. I'm like, come on. I goes, right, we can't do this anymore. Nobody does upgrades without my say so. Any lost parcels, they have to be brought to my attention. So yeah, we fixed a lot of things in the warehouse after that. But I just thought it was funny. I mean, you can laugh at it now.
No, and the reason why, like, if anybody might be questioning this, I mean, I'm finding this. I have a smile on my face. I'm laughing about this and everything because, like, we've resolved everything. We squashed any beef between us. Like, we've gotten everything hammered out. So this whole situation's now just funny to me.
Yeah. So it wasn't. It was. I just found it funny that it wasn't. Listening to your video, and I'm like, oh my god, he's killing me.
Yeah.
Well, what happened here? And
Well,
I'm sort of listening.
I know.
And then I got to the bit where you got your parcel, and I went, what? And I had to do the go back 30 seconds so I could hear that again.
Right.
And I was thinking, where the hell did that come from? I didn't send it. I didn't even get his parcel. So I'm like, I was about to give a big response about, hey man, we didn't get your parcel, none of this. And all of a sudden I'm like, oh crap, we did get it. So what happened? So yeah, so that's what happened there. That's what happened. I have nothing else to add on that one.
All right.
Unless there's more for me to add.
All right. Okay, so now at least thank you for that. We know at least more of what all happened with there and everything. So hopefully that clears it up for people and such. I know we initially had some email correspondence. Like initially when you had reached out, you were sending me a few emails and such, and then I had to like kind of reply back. And I'm not gonna bring those up or anything by any means. Like, except for here, but like what I mean is I'm not gonna post up screenshots or anything of them, because that's when there was some misunderstanding. We were hammering everything out, and then this kind of been the TLDR version of it.
Right. Right.
But I do have a few other questions for you here as well that I've kind of just noted down.
Okay.
So here, I guess when it comes to everything we've talked about, the contact of what happened and such, but one of them is just, why did contact drop off between us? Because there were several times, like I think I pinged you. There were a few emails that I had sent to you that you either didn't get or you didn't respond to. And then you had said that you thought you might have sent something or you might have assumed something, but it didn't get sent out.
Right. Then there was that one email that you sent to me that I didn't get.
I think it was the final one I showed in the previous video.
That was the final one, giving me the big lowdown. I never got that. And this highlighted again. Was this yesterday or a couple of days ago? I think was it yesterday? When did we talk on the phone? A couple of days ago.
It was several days ago. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, because I'd sent you an email saying, "Hey man," because we were supposed to do this last week.
Yeah.
I said, "Hey man, sorry, so I've not been around. I'm sure you've been busy as well, but do you want to do this in the next couple of days?" And then your reply was like, "Are you getting my emails?" And I'm like, yeah. The last one was like, I think the 15th, and you were like, "No, I've sent a bunch more since then." I'm like, "Oh God, Here we go again. It's happening again." But I don't understand it, because I get so many emails. This is my email. My email count from January 1st, 7,417 emails.
Jesus.
That's how many I've received to the email address that you're sending to. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, what is happening with my bloody email server? So I told you the other day, I thought, right, that's it. I've had enough. I'm going to move everything, migrate it all to Office 365. We're just going to do it that way, because I don't want this happening again. Because it's not the first time. I'll lose emails, and sometimes they might not be that important, but sometimes they're really important.
Mm-hmm.
And you think,
and I feel like
I'm ignoring you, and I'm not.
And I feel like I know now this isn't a fault of your own. It's been the email server. But I feel like just coincidentally, it's been kind of like some of the worst ones. Like the final one I sent you, where you said I was giving you the big lowdown. That one gone. When we were trying to schedule this, the 3 or 4 emails I sent, you didn't have them on your end. So it's so conveniently placed.
And in the end, I gave you my Gmail address, my personal Gmail.
Yes, and we've been corresponding that way just fine.
Yeah, and it's not like I'm hiding here. It's but it can look like that to a customer who has not spoken to me. It will look like that. Oh, they're giving bad service. They're not responding. They're not replying.
And that's what I would think too.
Because I've replied to so many of your mails, but not the ones that I didn't get. The question is, I don't know why I didn't get them. I don't know why I didn't get them. So I got to sort that out, and that's something I'll get into. I got a new website we're launching and a lot of other stuff, and I'll get to it next week. But if I wasn't getting any emails, I would understand it. But when I'm getting, there's like 7,500 emails here, and I get hundreds a day sometimes. You'd expect to get no emails, not just not picking.
When everything is quiet, there's a technical issue.
I think it's Hotmail. I know we've got issues with Yahoo. I don't know if Hotmail or Microsoft Live accounts have got us on a spam list. I don't know, but it's all possible. Your emails have come from your Hotmail. So maybe there's a spam score or something that I don't know. Mm-hmm. I don't know. But I didn't get your email, so you did the spamming. It's your fault.
Okay, perfect. I did the spamming. but we can say seriously here that it seemed to be a technical issue that you're going to be working to resolve on that.
But it sounds so lame.
I understand.
It sounds cheesy. It sounds made up. It sounds like it's spin. I promise you, it's not. It's not. I wouldn't be doing this call right now. We wouldn't have had dozens and dozens of emails before this.
Right.
If my goal was to just ignore it and just move on, I could have easily ignored this, and moved on and just carry on. But no, I try to do what's right. But I promise you, it is a very boring and cliched technical problem.
Technical issues.
Email server. Yeah.
Yeah, we're going with the Hillary Clinton excuse, the email server.
Yeah, let's not bring politics into this.
All right, I'll refrain.
I don't want to get caught into he's a Trump supporter or he's a Hillary supporter.
No, I totally fine. This is all about the CronusMAX.
Bring out the burning torches. We're gamers, that's it. We're gamers.
We're gamers.
It's all interesting.
Yeah. So, second question I have here as well is right here I'm holding, well, you can't see it obviously, but like the viewers can. So I am holding the CronusMAX that I did end up getting several months later. But how is it that this device exactly like got lost, what took so long, and then eventually somehow got back into my hands?
Well, I think we already just explained that. It's that it got lost in one of the mail bags, and it does happen.
Okay.
I would like to say that you're special, but you're not. It does happen to other people. Parcels get lost, especially something that gets put in like a small envelope or first class or something like that. And that was it. That was just a genuine mistake. And normally, because I live about 50, 60 miles from where the warehouse is, so normally when upgrades come in, a shipment will get sent to me, and I get everything like next day. And I only just moved here, so I'm still trying to get the logistics all straightened out.
Understandable.
But yeah, it's usually next day. Within 2 days, I'll get the mail. And then I like to do the upgrades because I like to see if any of them are fakes or if any of them are a really old device, really old Cronus. Because we bought Cronus when it was about, I'd like to say about 2 years old. We bought Cronus back in the day from the original owner, which is a whole other serial of conversations we could have. So I like to see any old ones. It's always nice to have, because I think there's one I'm missing. There's one version of Cronus that I'm missing. So I've got a little collection on my shelf next to my Star Wars toys.
That's funny. You got your Star Wars collectibles, you got your Cronus things.
Yeah, priorities. Yeah. So sometimes I like to just have a look, see what they send in. Mostly it's for the fakes. You want to see,
of course,
who's making the fakes, how they're making them, if you can spot where the code is from. And we did. I know who makes them. I know which factory makes them, and I know who's behind it. That's something I can't talk about. But they're causing major problems, and not really just for us, for customers. Because they buy a Cronus, they expect it to do what we advertise it as doing. But when they buy one of these fakes, none of that's going to work. None of it's going to work because only the old firmware works. Because that was the firmware that they cracked. They were able to, not even fully crack, but they were able to program to the devices, and it would then work on the old software.
And I've never picked up a fake one, but I know what you mean. It's kind of one of those things where they cracked it to work on that exclusive firmware, and they assume it's like, hey, we're not going to support it after this. Like it works on this firmware. If the user's going to update it, then that's their own fault.
Right. That's exactly.
I mean, I've seen like
happened.
flashcards, for example, do that same thing, where like the regular ones are fully supported, and the bootleg ones, they will work up until this certain firmware. And even in English, it is written where it says like, "Do not run this firmware past this version on this cartridge."
Right, English. But yeah, it's the same kind of deal. But the problem I've got here is they're being sold like on Amazon. And people buy on Amazon, they think they're buying from Amazon. Well, no, they're not. They're buying from any old third-party seller that can list their goods on there. And we have so many takedown notices because we own the Cronus brand, of course. We own the trademarks, the patents, copyrights, all that sort of thing. So we provide Amazon with all this stuff, and as fast as they take down one, another two appear.
Of course.
So it's playing whack-a-mole. It's playing whack-a-mole. Some people might say, hey, good, just desserts, because we talked about this privately. A lot of people think that we're the ones who stole the technology from, like, the Titan device.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, no, we didn't. Of course not. We bought the company. We bought it. We bought all of it legally, legitimately. And we further developed it from there. It's just that a lot of lies and misinformation and just a lot of gossip gets put out on the internet, and people assume one thing and it spirals out of control. And the next minute, we're the big bad. It's not that way at all. Couldn't be further from the truth. So it's the customers that it's been hurting with these fakes and clones out there. And of course, from a business point of view, I would much prefer to take the money ourselves.
Right.
This is a business at the end of the day, you know. And I would probably be more worried if these fakes worked, mm-hmm. because it would cause a major issue. We'd have to take.
You're saying they don't. They're very outdated. You hook it up and then you update it because it's outdated and probably not working too well, and then it breaks.
Plug it in. Are you still there? Because your voice just
I'm here.
So you'll plug it in and it detects it as a Cronus, and it says this, you need to update this to the CronusMAX Plus firmware. Beware, if this is not a CronusMAX Plus, you will get an E2 error, and it won't work. Mm-hmm. So make sure you flash in the right device. Of course, all these people believe they bought the CronusMAX Plus, but they didn't. They bought the CronusMAX. It's a different product. Mm-hmm. Years old. So they plug in a CronusMAX, believing it's the CronusMAX Plus because they were lied to. Excuse me. And it will flash the firmware, and then it will not work.
Right.
So, of course, the end user, they don't contact the person they buy from most of the time. They contact us. And they don't want to be told that their device is a fake. They're not interested in that. They want to know how I'm going to fix it. Mm-hmm. And it's difficult to tell them that without them believing you're giving them terrible service. But it's hard to explain, well, how can I give you service when you haven't bought anything from us? But I also understand that they came to my brand. They came to our product. Mm-hmm. And it's not their fault that they bought a fake. You know, not everybody does, all the due diligence to find out if something is real, we could provide the information on our website, but we can't expect people to, do all that digging. You can't. It's nonsense to expect that. So I obviously sympathize with the folks. And like I say, we do what we can with, making sure they can try and get a refund for starters. It's much better for you to go to Amazon than it is to eBay to get a refund. Mm-hmm. Always pay with PayPal. If you're buying a product and you're not 100% sure, use PayPal because the chargeback system works really well. Mm-hmm. Okay?
Oh, if you're a buyer, PayPal is great. If you're a seller, you're gonna run into some issues. But
yeah, I've had issues, but we actually do have a really good account where when there's been a problem with a customer, we sort it out. Mm-hmm. That's it. We rarely get chargebacks, but when we do get them, I would say again, pulling numbers out of thin air, but it feels around 90% is to do with overseas and parcels that are stuck in customs.
Right.
And they don't want to pay the import tax because they don't understand what import tax is.
Mm-hmm. They're just like, well, I paid for this. I paid for the shipping. I shouldn't have to pay more.
Exactly. So most of the chargebacks are from those scenarios.
Okay.
And we just tell them, look, we'll give you your money back. Just put it down. Just tell them not to deliver it to you. You won't get charged any taxes. It comes back to us, and all that we're out of pocket is the postage fees. And 9 times out of 10, the user pays the postage fees, and because they're being a good customer. They're not being an arse, you know?
Right.
And that's great. Anyone who's a good customer, I will treat them proper. I'll treat them right. I mean, I treat them all right anyway. I mean, if something I don't have to do, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll do it. I'll go the extra mile for them. And this is a tip for all your customers as well, because I know your blog is a lot about customer service and experiences with companies. If you want a good relationship with customer service, be polite.
Oh, that's what I tell people.
be polite and remember you're talking to a human being. You're not talking to a robot. The person you're talking to doesn't want to screw you over. They're not interested. They just want you to be happy. That's it. And if you walk into that situation with that attitude, okay, I guarantee you will get everything you wanted and probably more, because it's a relief. It's a relief for the customer service agent to speak to somebody who isn't screaming at them, shouting at them, swearing at them for something that they themselves had no control over, but they're there to help you. Okay, so that's the best advice I can give. Now, again, sometimes the mistake has been my mistake. I get it. But I'm the best person then to be speaking to, because I try to do as much of the support as possible. We have other people do support, but I try to do as much of the support as possible. I try to do as much of the website work as possible. I try to do support tickets myself. I get a lot of help on the forums, and our support forums. Nearly 70,000 members on that forums. It's a fantastic community.
Damn.
And I can't possibly do it on my own. It's impossible. Even if that was my 24/7 job, I would not answer every post every day. So I've got a lot of fantastic guys on there. Excalibur, Lex Lost, Switzy. These all they aren't their real names.
Yeah, the usernames, of course.
Their usernames. They're fantastic guys. Excuse me. Podger is in the Drive Hub section.
Yeah.
He monitors all that. I mean, everybody has their own areas, and they're there giving free scripting advice to people every day, adding features to game packs for people. I even have 5 different languages. We've got Russian, we've got French, we've got Italian, we've got German, we've got Spanish, all separate support forums to help people out who, English isn't their first language. So I try to get the support system set up as sweet as possible, as great as possible. But unfortunately, there are folks who think like the support forums should be an instant messaging service. They make a post, and if it's not answered in 20 minutes, they lose their minds. And it's like, come on, guy. It's a global service. The guy you're speaking to is actually in Bulgaria, and it's 3:00 in the morning. Just give him a day. Sometimes you get an answer straight away. Sometimes it'll be the next day.
Right.
Just try to be patient. And I say this to Cronus customers as well. I would say, and here's one of my percentages, 98% of your questions are answered on just one page of the Cronus manual. It's the troubleshooting page. I made sure I wrote the manual. It's like 250, 260 pages.
Jeebus.
Yeah, but you don't need all those pages. You only need actually about 2 or 3 of them. The very first page in the manual gives you step by step how to set the software up, and that's what everybody should read. Okay, but then you get a breakdown. Right, what do you want to do? What do you want to do with the Cronus? Do you want to do this? Do you want to use mods? Okay, go to this page. Do you want to use a Xbox One controller on your PS4? Great, go to this page. You want to learn how to script? Great, go to this page. That's how the first page works.
Right.
Gives you the basics and then points you to exactly where you want to go. And then on the troubleshooting page, every single scenario that could go wrong, everything, even a lot of the questions that you had about, out-of-date devices, new firmwares, upgrades, this and that, everything's on that page. Everything. It's just that a lot of folks don't want to read it. And I always find this as well, because we're talking about customer service here, so I'm giving you a lot from my side of the desk.
For sure.
I find the number one thing people get offended by, okay, is asking them to read the manual. They get, offended.
No one wants to read.
rude and swearing.
Hello, Lily.
And basically, telling me that they have read the manual back to front. Straight away there, I know they're lying, because I don't think I've read the manual back to front in like 3 years.
Nobody wants to read a manual back to front, Charlie.
Nobody's read 250 pages, because you don't need to. All you need is just a couple of pages that you require. Now, with the questions they ask me, I know for a fact that they've not read it, because it's answered on that page. Or one of the big questions is, my Cronus is resetting every 8 to 10 minutes. What's wrong with it? First question I asked them, you've got a PS4, haven't you? Yeah, how did you know? Right. Didn't read the manual, did you? They're like, yes. Well, okay, and I'll give them the page of the manual where it explains about the resetting and why they need a USB hub. This is what we talked about earlier.
Right.
All PS4s require a USB hub for the security ID check. And it was fixed November 2015. So they've watched some YouTube video from years ago or read some blog from years ago explaining this bug. Tried it themselves. The bug is there. Help me. What do I do? And I'm like, just read the instructions. It's there. It's explained. It's explained to you. It's even in the product description when they buy the product.
Right.
That if you're playing this on a PS4, you need this USB hub. And we even do it half price. It's $10 for the USB hub. It's $5 if you buy it with the CronusMAX.
Nice.
I think they cost me $480 or something like that. It's
so you're pretty much just giving it away at that point.
Yeah, because our business model, we make money. We make our money with CronusMAX. Okay. Actually, we didn't make money for the first. I don't think we made hardly anything for the first couple of years because so much expenditure. But when we finally did start making, a profit, and then we can reinvest that into other products. Some of your viewers might have seen the Drive Hub product, and that really is the number one, the best steering wheel converter in the world right now. Nothing comes close. If you've got a steering wheel, you want to play Thrustmaster, Fanatec, Logitech, whatever, doesn't matter. You want to play it on an Xbox One or PS4, and they've blocked that wheel from the new games. You've got to buy the new wheel. Don't just get a Drive Hub. Everything will work with 100% of the features. Not just the wheel. You can connect a shifter, another brand. So you could have a.
So you can just kind of have a Frankenstein little.
Setup. You could have a Logitech G27 or G29 with a Thrustmaster GHS8A shifter and with a Fanatec handbrake, all working perfectly.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's phenomenal, and no one's ever done it before. So that's getting a lot of traction, a lot of press in the racing wheel community. And what started that product was adding the PS4 wheel support to the CronusMAX Plus. And we could only do that by adding the USB support. And these are huge milestones in the long-term development of Cronus.
Right.
Now we could only fit because the Cronus firmware it's full. It's full. It's full to the limit. We couldn't add any more features if we wanted to. So that's why, we decided it's time to try and move forward into something new. So hopefully we'll have something real exciting to show, later this year.
And we won't we won't spoil anything on that, I'm sure.
Oh, no.
I kind of want to interrupt on that too. Not only to kind of cut you off there, but also we really sidetracked here. So I know with my previous question I asked a while ago, we already kind of answered that, but I had two other questions here as well too.
Yeah. Okay. Feel free to edit all this out.
Oh, no worries. But no, so third question I have is the whole situation. So tracking back to, what happened with, the miscommunication, this thing getting lost, finally getting it back, whatever it was. What improvements have been done or are being done to ensure something like this is, not that it won't ever happen again, because I know that's going to be impossible, but it will be minimized?
Well, I already took care of the warehouse situation. That's with communication regarding, lost parcels. Obviously, they can't tell me if a parcel's been lost, but they could certainly tell me, if one's been found. So I found that was a bit lacking because since yours, I had them do a big sweep. We found a few other parcels as well.
Oh, wow.
It's just not good. It's not good enough. It's not good enough. It's not good enough. And like you said, they're only small transactions, but it doesn't matter. You're still a person. It doesn't matter if it's $10, $100, $1,000. It makes a difference. you expect a level of service, and that's it.
Right. Principle.
So that's been sorted. The issue with the emails, I thought had been sorted because I get plenty of emails, but I didn't get any from you. So again, I'm assuming it's issues with Hotmail, any of the Microsoft servers. So we're just going to move everything to the Office 365 platform.
All right.
And just have to suck it up and pay the extra money. But if it's worth making sure that our email service is 100%, then so be it. So that's been taken care of.
Okay.
And yeah, there has been a vast improvement with the upgrade service by completely removing it.
Perfect.
that's the best thing I could do. Because again, we were only getting a handful. So it's been a lot. It's been almost 3 years. So
well, I know also
good
even
time just to draw a line under it.
Even with our communication as well here, you guys have the newer products and such, or like the new revision and everything. But you also have something, as you said, like new coming out hopefully later on this year. So it kind of makes sense to break that off a bit from a business standpoint.
Yeah, I mean, it's not just one. We have. There's a few.
Okay.
There's several products.
Okay.
Some related, some not related, but all really exciting. I'm super excited about them.
Awesome.
And I promise you will know about them when it happens.
Okay.
Because I'm pretty sure we're gonna stay in touch.
Okay. Yeah. I'm cool with
anytime we get something that's pretty wild and new, I've no problem getting that sent to you and maybe give it a try and give it a review.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I will say this is this whole experience has brought it like more has kind of pushed everything up to light a bit more to the point where I'm just like, you know what, maybe I should use my CronusMAX, because I was soured on it for so long. You know about that. Like just for full disclosure as well too. Like Charlie, even like right off the rip when he saw my video, he was just like, okay, you know, I'm gonna send you a new CronusMAX as a apology, as a gesture. And I had sent it to a friend immediately. Like even when we hashed everything away, I still, like, I promised Epos Vox on here I was going to send to him. So I even when I got to the post office, I got it. I was like, oh, sweet, I got it. And I immediately repacked it and sent it over to him. But
yeah, when I sent it, I was like, he's not even going to want this. But I feel bad. I feel I need to do something. I was like, look, you hate us, but just give it to one of your guys. I'm sure they'll be happy with it.
For sure. And no, dude, I do appreciate that. So yeah, but it was one of those things I would have, if we didn't get this resolved, I would have been angry when I got it in the mail. But when I got it, I was like, oh, that's nice, but I'm not gonna use this because I have one right here. So
yeah. Is it one of the new ones, or was it yours upgraded?
No, it's mine upgraded. The brand new, like I didn't even unbox it. Like I took it out of the packaging that I got it in, and I got a very nice thank you note with it as well too. I don't remember who wrote it, but someone like wrote a really nice apology letter in it too.
Yes.
But yeah, no, I immediately just like repacked it and sent it off. So like brand new, unopened.
Well, the person who wrote that was the same person who upgraded it and sent it without informing me, and I gave them a bit of a chewing over that. So that's probably why you got the thank you notes, because they were like, "Oh my god, I'm going to get fired."
I mean, I appreciated it. Hope no one got fired over this, right?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. All right, good. Just had to clarify that.
No.
My
I'm strict, but I'm not that strict.
Understandable. my last thing in regards to this here is so this is one thing, because it was in the previous video. We had several comments on there. They're all public facing and such. And I'll be honest, like I was surprised. Like I was nervous to upload that video actually, because I thought that when I was going to upload it, I wouldn't get any reaction from you all. I was thinking that a lot of people were going to think I was really entitled, or what I was asking was going to be crazy, whatever it was. But I was shocked to see a lot of people were surprised. They agree with me, but I was even more surprised that there were several comments. There were 4 or 5 comments. I have 4 at least screenshotted here. But there were 4 comments of people saying, I had a previous experience where I know one person, they said they went through the same upgrade process. It took them weeks and weeks. They didn't hear anything. When they finally prompted you all, they got it back. there's been, let's see, yeah, they fixed the issue, but it took 2 months or so. One person ordered a drive hub. They haven't heard back from you all. They've tried contacting several times. I just want to know, I know we talked about this off the record, and I had asked you, like, please, if you could reach out these people in comments, that'd be awesome. But have any of these people reached back out to you? Have any of these cases been resolved?
Well, I don't know if it's anyone from your channel, because like I say, I get a lot of emails from people who need help fixing, and some of these may have been from your channel. I don't know. I know I did reach out to a few of the guys, answered a few of the queries, and what you've got here is this. So again, this goes back to what we touched on earlier about when we took over Cronus. A lot of people assumed that we had stolen it from these other guys, and which no, we didn't. That's not what happened at all. You get a lot of people online. Anytime Cronus is mentioned, they'll just post some just nasty stuff about us. And you don't get involved with this stuff. You just take it on the chin, But what you also have is a lot of fakes out there. So a lot of the time people have had problems with the Cronus. It's because it was a fake. It didn't work. And again, this reflects on YouTube comments, Twitter comments, social media in general. And you try to mitigate it as much as possible. There's only so much you can do,
Right.
But I did reach out to some of the guys, and a few of them absolutely. Sometimes something taking 2 months, it's there's no excuse. There's no excuse for it. All I can do is find out what happened. A lot of the times, and again, you'll see, if you see 5 or 6 people saying they've had this experience, that doesn't look at the thousands of people who have not had that experience. You know what I mean?
Of course.
So you've got to take that into account. Take that into account as well. But these people don't care about that. They care about themselves, and I get that, right? You care about your service, your product, you're the customer. That's it. I don't care how many other people you're dealing with. That's how I'd be if I was dealing with a company. So I get it. I
right. And you don't mean that in like a bad way either. It's more like, no, I'm looking out for my own device here.
Yeah.
It's like, you might have serviced 1,000 others. Okay, good for the 1,000 other people. Mine was destroyed or lost or eaten up in a tornado or something.
Exactly. So a lot of these, you find, again, the parcel gets mislaid. We got a lot of packages. Sometimes one gets mislaid. And to that one person, it's just bad luck. It happens, and it sucks, and it's terrible. And I'd say most of those times I did the upgrade or sorted them out with their product or whatever. Then I'd refund their shipping or knock 10% off or give them a 20% discount, whatever, just something, just to say, hey, sorry about the cock up. Here you are, sorted out. So yeah, it happens. Now, the thing with the guy you just mentioned, a drive hub, and they're contacting us.
Yeah. I tried emailing the customer service about 8 times via website, retail website, community Twitter. Haven't heard anything. Nothing at all. That's what they say.
I can't. That doesn't ring true to me. And I'll tell you why. I'm not saying this person is lying, but 8 times from multiple devices. From a website to an email address to a contact form from the store, and we didn't get any of them. I don't know. It just doesn't sound right. Plus, I provide my phone number. This phone number calls my cell phone. When I'm not in the office, it calls my cell phone. Anyone can speak to me anytime. Okay, so and I answer all emails. But again, what we talked about earlier. I've not been getting some emails, but I hate to bring it up because it sounds like such a crappy, cheesy, cliched excuse.
It's email issue.
It's happening, and like I've just received 3 emails. I'm looking at now. It's just got 3 emails in the last few minutes, so I know it's working. But why aren't I getting all of them? So again, to these people, all I could do is apologize on behalf of the company, and I apologize for myself as well. But I absolutely assure you that nobody is ignoring your mails. My goal is for you to have a good experience because I know these products are good. I'm not selling somebody else's products. I'm selling our products. These are what we make.
Right.
And we put years into this. Years. of time, effort, development, sleepless nights. I mean, you wouldn't believe. And the amount of money that goes into making something like a Cronus or Drive Hub, you're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars in development costs.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people don't understand that or can believe that. And for a company, big,
and then you guys are still doing developments, like not only with firmware and such, but
oh,
then you're doing
all the time.
yeah,
all the time.
but then you're doing much more on that.
Oh,
like
loads
and,
more.
and as you
loads
said,
more.
multiple other devices. So
Yes, yes. So these big companies, a couple $100,000, whatever, is nothing. But to a small business, that's a lot. We
True.
put our lives into this. So we have no interest in ripping people off or scamming people
Mm-hmm.
or ignoring folks who've got problems. Absolutely not. My phone number's on every single page of the website.
Mm-hmm.
Every page. It's at the top left-hand corner. And no matter where I am, my missus will attest to this. I'll answer that phone no matter when it calls because I know it's a customer. Sometimes
Mm-hmm.
it's 1 o'clock in the morning, and she'll be there and I'll be in bed, but I might be watching TV or doing
I want to
emails
say
or whatever.
our initial like really long emails, like after the video came up and like I responded and you respond and all that stuff, that was all happening at like 1 or 2 in the morning.
Yeah, because if I'm awake, I'm not gonna, why wait for another member of staff to pick on this at 9 o'clock tomorrow when I'm here right now and I can do it.
Mm-hmm.
So I try to do that as much as I can.
Mm-hmm.
So I assure you, if I was in the business of ignoring mails, giving sloppy service, just being bad overall, I wouldn't even be in business. Certainly not in America. Obviously, you can tell I'm not American, I'm British.
Mm-hmm.
But American customer service is known to be the absolute best. It's the best. And I wouldn't be able to survive in this country if we didn't give great service. Now, I admit, we don't get it right all the time.
Yeah,
it's impossible.
No one does.
But I try. I assure you, I try. Do my best.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, no, if it helps at all, like even like big company Nintendo, recently I've been dealing with RMA issues with them. I actually had an issue. I'm not gonna fully detail it in here because I want to make a separate video about it. But
Nintendo are great to deal with.
Nintendo is the best customer service, but even with them,
God.
I just had an issue where I did my 5th RMA with them. I had to send my Switch to them for the 2nd time. And they didn't fully fix the issue, so I had to send it right back to them. So they've messed up as well too, but they're doing everything they can to make it right.
Yeah, I've had good experience. I've had good experience with them in the past. But yeah, like there's your example. They cock up, but they'll do something to fix it. They're a multi-billion-dollar company. Who am I? There's like how many of us is there? I think the core company, I think there's 7 of us or 8 of us, I think. And then we have, various staff around the world, Ireland, Italy, Bulgaria, Germany, and Texas. That's where all my staff are.
Right.
So, yeah, we're spread around.
That's awesome.
We're spread around.
That's awesome.
And everybody everybody tries to do a great job. I'm real proud of the team, and I'm really proud of this company, this product, and I just can't wait, for the next thing to come.
Yeah. Well, again, and I can see that as well too with the fact that you've been in here for over an hour with me talking about all this stuff, and then like we've been corresponding back and forth for weeks here, and this is all over a $10 transaction.
Well, this is great. I mean, it's not only it's obviously an opportunity to sort things out with you, but you're giving me an opportunity to put a voice, to a company.
Correct.
Rather than,
yeah. So you're not like the big bad, silent corporation.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, you could say everything on email, but there's no emotion there. There's you can read it any way you like.
Yeah. And
with actually, I'm given the opportunity to actually give my side and to talk about what we're about. I appreciate that. This is really, really valuable.
It is, and
not just for my business, but I think it's valuable for my customers. It's also valuable for me personally because I learn from this stuff. I'm always learning from this stuff.
I'll also say as well too, just to kind of throw it out there and let everyone know, like this is one of those things. I'm sure also it's beneficial because like I'm not gonna. I'll just state the obvious. Like, I have a good enough subscriber base. Like, I'm not somebody who's getting like 2 views a video. Like, I'm getting a good amount of views. I have a decent reach somewhat. And the previous video we did, well, I did, got thousands of views on there. And this was actually my idea. I even came out and said, like, would you like to do a video here? So, because I think that's fair. You know, I did a video sharing my side of the story, kind of ripping into this, telling you all, and now that we've got resolved, it's like, okay, let's see if we can make a video about this where I share, like, hey, we got this resolved. It's not all bad. Like, good things came out of this.
I mean, you've been nothing but fair. You've been.
Well, thank you.
You're basically, you're like, I'm not blowing smoke up your ass. You're like the perfect customer.
Oh, well, thanks.
Yes, problems happen, but you give us the opportunity to sort it out. Now, a lot of people don't. They just say, "You guys suck. Oh, I'm only back. Screw you," and they'll do nothing but talk bad about you forever. And you've lost them. Yeah, they're gone.
Yeah.
But so to get an opportunity to get them to just to pause and to see their side, and then put your side forward, and then everyone can see where it went wrong, and everyone can see, well, okay, you actually maybe you're not so bad, and you know you do see me as a customer of value. It's all about value.
Yeah.
And that's what I see with you. And if every customer was like that, my job would be so much happier.
my job and I've worked in retail and customer support before, and I've said, like, I know how these jobs are. I know how people are on the other end. So my job as a customer is to make your job as easy as possible. And even with the going back minutes and minutes before, like when you're saying the polite thing, like I've gotten there's been multiple times, you know, people mess up with food or something like that, or I've gotten free things so many times just by being a nice person. So works out.
Dude, it's not the server's fault. Don't be mad at the server if your food sucks. It's the kitchen's fault.
True that.
Same kind of analogy.
But you don't see who's back in the kitchen. You see the server's face. So that's who you get mad at.
Exactly. That's the one you get mad at. So if somebody buys a fake Cronus, they don't care. They're mad at me.
Yeah, because it's your branding on it.
They're talking to me. Yeah. So I have to do something about it right now. So and then of course I have to explain about the fakes, which I'm so tired of explaining. But because again, I know I'm explaining it. I know they're not really listening because it's not their problem. And to be fair, it's not. They got scammed, but it's not like they did it on purpose. So it's just one of them things. And I like to think that we try and look after these folks as much as possible. They'll try and get a refund, and if they do, they'll email me happy they got their money back. I'll give them a little coupon code so they get free shipping or something, just to take the sting out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I try to do that as much as I can. And then if they couldn't get a refund, I make sure the person they bought from gets bad press. They get on our list of companies not to deal with, and then I give them a good discount to get another one anyway. So
it works out. Anyways,
it's all you can do.
With all that, I know we've definitely kind of gone all over the place. I think there's a lot of awesome content here as well too. And you haven't done one of these interviews, have you?
This is my very first.
All right. So again, like as you were saying, like near the end when you were saying, like, you know, kind of associating a voice, I'm just like, oh, you haven't done this before. So here we have someone from the company on the line. First time.
Well, I've done like text interviews,
of course,
magazines, and I've done.
I think there's going to be a lot of people that are shocked that you're British. Like even that kind of when you told me that, I was just like, oh, and you're in the U.S. I mean, okay, that's cool.
Yeah, my wife, she makes fun of me that I can swear and it sounds polite.
You do have that advantage.
Anyway, I do have that advantage. Yeah.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
Anyways,
I am British. I apologize.
No need to apologize. We welcome you here. But aside from that, I mean, those are the questions I've had. I think this has been a great discussion and a solid enough interview. I don't have anything else on my end. Do you have anything else that you'd like to say before we close this out?
I think this is really to any of your listeners who have had an issue. I know you've had a few people, comment on your videos that they've had problems. I personally apologize. For any issues that you have had. There was one particular comment that stood out to me, and I can't remember off the top of my head. He said the Cronus was great product, almost perfect, but I will never buy another one because they bricked my device. Now, I want to address that particular user and anyone who has this problem. We didn't brick the device. It's again what we've talked about. They're really old Cronuses that had to be upgraded. Well, we didn't even need to provide the upgrade, really, because we were still allowing the old software, the original software. We could have just released a new version and said, hey, you want the iPhone 9? You got to buy the iPhone 9. We don't care about the iPhone 8, iPhone 7, iPhone 6. That we don't make them or support them anymore. Here's the new one. But no, we didn't do that. We said, here's the firmware that you can use, and you've got to follow these steps to do it. Now, if you followed the steps, everything would have worked perfectly. If you didn't follow the steps, i.e., connect your old device into the new software, the Cronus Pro software, it would brick it. But we didn't cause the bricking. It was because you upgraded to an incompatible firmware. And the same thing would happen with any hardware product that requires firmware. If you program the wrong firmware for that device, it will stop working. Okay. Now, we didn't purposely brick the device. Obviously not. So I say to that person and to anyone else who's had that issue, we did not brick your Cronus. Your Cronus does not currently work because you have an older version and you try to upgrade it with the new software, and you are given a warning. There's a big pop-up box because the software can detect if it's an old version, you see. It gives you a big warning. Do not do this if it's not a CronusMAX Plus, etc., etc. And then they'll click yes, continue, and they'll give another warning. Are you sure you want to do this? If you do the wrong one, your device will stop working, and so on. So we put as many protections there as possible. Now, I say to anyone who has got a Cronus and they have this issue, please email me directly, charlie@cronusmax.com, and I'll see what I can do for you. I'm not going to leave you in the lurch. I'm not going to leave you in a deep hole just because you missed an email bulletin, or you didn't read something on a website, or because you neglected to read a warning on the software. Okay, mistakes happen. I get it. So drop me an email and I'll sort it out for you. And that's it. And I say that to anyone who has had a problem and they've given up because they thought I wasn't responding to emails, or somebody wasn't responding to on the forums, or you have a Cronus and it's not working. Contact me directly. It's charlie@cronusmax.com. And you can also call me. This is an American number, 434-227-4394. Please try to call me
during the daytime.
6 Eastern Standard Time. I'm on the East Coast. I'm in Virginia. So please try to call me in office hours, and I'll sort it out for you. I'm not gonna, you're not gonna sit there and get stuffed just because of a faulty product, or you made a mistake, or we made a mistake, or whatever. Nobody should be out of $60. Okay. So if I can sort it for you, if I can do something for you, of course I will. No problem at all. So charlie@cronusmax.com, 434-227-4394.
Awesome. So thank you for that. I'm sure everyone else is going to thank you as well, too, if they've had any issues with that they need to resolve. And again, just he's offered all that information, but it's all public as well, too. So feel free to call him as needed, or email, or whatever it might be. But I think this is definitely a real insightful, fun interview.
Great. Well, I mean, yeah, it's educational.
Yeah.
For me, it's all a learning curve. I like to think I don't make many mistakes. I try not to, but when I do, I hold my hands up to them.
We're humans. We're designed to make mistakes. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, everyone, if you made it to the end, thank you so much for watching, listening, bearing with us here. Again, if you are at all interested in the giveaway, it's most likely going to be a thing where I'll set it up for. All the details are going to be down below in the description, but I will probably have it running for 1 week. After this video is uploaded. So you'll have the opportunity to enter in there, and then the winners will be announced most likely like personally, but also in the comment section here. So feel free to enter that. And again, it's international as well too. So $90 product, you might get it for free.
Yeah, and we'll ship as well. You don't have to worry about doing that. You just provide any. I'm sure we'll obviously speak again, but
yes,
any winners, their addresses, we'll ship that right out to them.
Right on, right on. Anyways, this is Mr. Mario signing off. Thank you all for watching and listening, everyone.